Today ruled cities can legally remove homeless encampments from public areas. This case originated from Oregon and is expected to have a sizable impact here in California. KTVU's Ali Rasmus has been busy in the newsroom. You've been examining the ruling and gathering reaction to it.
That's right, Garcia. This ruling will have a big impact on communities across our state because according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, there are more than 181,000 unhoused people living in California, up nearly 40% from 5 years ago. Unhoused residents here in our state make up nearly a third of the U.S. homeless population. Now, this case all started in Grants Pass, Oregon. That city had passed a law that said people who camp on city streets could be subject to citations, fines, and ultimately removal from those public spaces. Advocates for people who are homeless there sued, saying that the law amounted to cruel and unusual punishment, a violation of the Eighth Amendment, because it would criminalize sleeping, a basic human need. Grants Pass attorneys argued, though, that cruel and unusual punishment applies to things like torture and hard labor, not tickets for camping in public spaces. The U.S. Supreme Court justices ruled in Grants Pass' favor. They ruled 6-3 that cities can enforce laws regulating camping on public properties. Now, the reaction from Bay Area nonprofits like the Coalition on Homelessness in San Francisco is one of extreme disappointment to this Supreme Court ruling. I spoke with the group's executive director just minutes ago, and she told me, quote, "We cannot criminalize homelessness. The solution is more affordable housing," end quote. And we'll have her interview coming up in the next half hour of Mornings on 2. But in the meantime, conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch wrote the opinion for the 6-3 majority. He said that this is essentially a matter of local control, saying in part, quote, "People will disagree over which policy responses are best, but in our democracy, that is their right. A handful of federal judges can't begin to match the collective wisdom the American people possess in deciding how best to handle a pressing social question like homelessness," end quote. Now, we're working to learn how this ruling may affect Bay Area cities and their policies in handling homeless encampments. We did just minutes ago get a statement from San Francisco Mayor London Breed's office. She said this decision will help cities like hers manage public spaces better, as well as giving the city more flexibility to address the challenges on the street. We are also waiting for a statement from Governor Gavin Newsom. He supported the city of Grants Pass's position, and his office filed an amicus brief on behalf of it with the Supreme Court. So we are waiting to hear back from the governor and his reaction to this Supreme Court decision. Garcia.
All right, Ali Rasmus, we'll have you back at the top of the 9 for an update. Thank you.